Hey, Tina. All right, I'm gonna try and cover a few things and hopefully not take 30 fucking minutes like last time. This is that horse that I brought down to the vet a couple weeks ago, and he's gonna be a good example for I believe what you're going through with your little red mare. He is a complete asshole, very disrespectful. Probably by far one of the worst horses, just as far as like he cares nothing about what is going on. I mean, this motherfucker just roots his head around, and he's 6 years old. Something that I've learned to just accept, sort of, is a horse like this at 6 years old, it's really only so much, I believe, you're going to be able to get through to him. But with that being said, there needs to be a foundation for me anyways, in the round pen, as far as catching them, their respect on the ground, because I believe all of that translates to when you get in the saddle with them. This guy isn't impossible to catch, but if he was outside, he would be impossible to catch. To me, a horse that can't be caught is a half a horse. First of all, because it's a pain in the ass. Second, if you can't catch him, you ain't riding him. So, as far as getting him caught, I believe there has to, so that's kind of a, you could see immediately, like, this horse has no interest in participating in anything. Like, he's just gone. Like, fuck you, I'm out of here. So that's just his personality. He's already 6 years old. You know, he's not a colt to where you can like make him really enjoy his life. I don't think he really ever will. He's a hell of a horse. He can go all fucking day. He's got no buck in him. Like, he's good, but this is his personality, and this is where I struggle with getting around horses like this, is because I hate this personality. Like, he's just, he has no desire to work or anything. So I've been experiencing, how do you make a horse like this just become a little bit more gentle and want to hang with you, and it's just a developing experience. So here's a few things that I sort of know of, and it translates. You know, this is like step one. If this horse wasn't even broke, these are things I do. So as far as the join up in the round pen, I mean, I agree with a lot of things about it. I want this horse to be able to face up to me in the round pen. To me, that tells me that he's respecting me. Like, he's got all of his attention on me. Like, now we can move on to the next thing. So this horse obviously doesn't even have that. Like a 2-year-old that I've got that has 5 rides on him will follow you around like a dog just because he's started correct, and you know, everything compiles onto the next thing. So this horse obviously skipped through the entire program. He is what he is now. I just want him to gentle down, get to where I can catch him, and get him on down the road. So first off, and I just turned him loose just to kind of show you how he is. Like, he's gone, he don't give a fuck. So I'm just gonna catch him how I can, and he'll kind of, I don't know if you can see that, but he'll kind of face up. Like, he kind of gets it. But as soon as, like, you kind of get to him, if you get to him too quick, you know, he just wants to fucking brace up and be stupid. But before, get a little closer here. Before I turn him loose, I still need control. I still need to control the situation. So once you get him caught, get her, you know, your red horse, get her in the round pen, and the first thing I do with every horse is I want their attention, you know, similar to facing up or joining up or whatever the hell. And the way I like to do that is I like to get them to disengage their hip and be straight and parallel with me. So he's just kind of circling me. I'm gonna go to his ass and drive him around, but I'm gonna pull it, I'm gonna bump his head so he's always right here, always right here. And I'll do like a little noise like there. Switch sides. There. And with a horse like this, again, he's 6 years old, so I approach every horse different. If he wants to nigger me around, excuse the language, but if he wants to tell me to screw off, and you know he's dragging that hip, he knows. I've done this plenty of times with him, so I've got higher expectations. You know, I'm gonna get after him hard. With a colt, something that's innocent, doesn't know, absolutely ease into him, escalate what you're asking him. This horse knows he doesn't want to participate. So to me, that's telling him that he's telling me, screw you, I want to be with my horses, which are right there across the fence, and I'm not even paying attention to you. So again, this exercise is just, I want his attention, you know, eyes on me. He's completely fucking off right now. So I'm gonna go to his hip. There, pull his head around so he knows, and I pull his head around so he knows we're not lunging, you know. If I were to lunge him, I'm gonna step back here, direct him, and drive him, like that. So it's important that you let them know where your body is. If I'm lunging him here and I wanna go to his hip, I'm gonna go to his hip. But keep control of his head just so he understands. Get control of his head, there. Good. So to me, there's like 3 places to be in conjunction with them when I'm on the ground. Either I'm sending them, you know, I'm lunging them around, or I'm going to their hip, or I'm going to their shoulder. I can't remember in that other video if I touched on that about going to their shoulder, or like desensitizing them with stuff, peeking them around. I make it a point very much for them to understand where I'm at. Either I'm going to your shoulder and we're stopping, and I'm gonna cheek you around, or I'm going to your hip and I'm gonna drive your hip so you're facing me and we're doing this, or I'm gonna send you, you know, we're gonna lunge. So right now, we're working on his attention. So I don't really want to lunge him around because this horse can go all damn day. And I don't have time for that, and now it's starting to rain. So I just want his attention. And for that, I'm going to go to his hip. There. And I'm going to get looser and looser with my lead rope, because eventually this is going to be what makes him get caught. I'm going to go out in the pasture and he's going to see me and I'm going to get his attention. Hey, and I'm going to do this. And he's going to engage, he's going to disengage that hip. So we'll see how good he's doing. Kind of give him a little bit of line like he feels like he's loose. Good. 1 step. That's all I want. His attention's gone. See? I mean, just like that. He says, fuck you. I'm just gonna work him. I'm here, motherfucker. He's just scatterbrained. See there? See how he crossed over on his front end? I don't want that. He's just moved. He feels like he's in charge. He's pushing me around. When he moves on his front end, that's all he's doing is pushing me around, saying, fuck you, this is where I want to go. No, that's not the program. There. When they move their hind end, hey! When they move their hind end, they're following you. When they move their front end, they're pushing you. And I don't want any push. Absolutely not. There. There. If anything, I kind of want him, see how he kind of took a back step with his front feet? I kind of want that. Because that's telling me I can back him up. just like that. Now the neck up, see, right there. Scatterbrain. Just wants to say, fuck you, peace out. No. And he acts real flighty, but he's... Get out of my fucking face. He knows, I mean, licking his lips, like he fucking knows. He acts real flighty, but under saddle, he's actually kind of a cool horse. It's just this shit on the ground, to me, is worth 50 bucks. You know, his color's what's worth 5 grand. His talent and this disrespect, to me, is canter price. Like, I've got no use for it, because when I want to go sell him to somebody and they say, you know, they want to go catch him, well, you can't catch the motherfucker. He walks all over you on the ground. He don't give a fuck. Like, you can give him 30 seconds of standing still here, and if he wasn't, you know, tied up with a halter, he'd be out. And I don't vibe with that at all. Perfect. I move, he moves. He's like, where are we going? Well, let's make a little circle. Good. And I'm just gonna do little steps at a time. Good. Switch directions. The horses, his horse friends are all over there. So he's gonna naturally, if I keep going this way, he's gonna naturally crowd me and make a circle to go and wanna be with them. So I'm gonna switch directions. Play with his mind. Ooh, see how he delayed? See that hesitation? He don't want to go this way. He wants to go that way. Keep that stuff in mind too. When you're working with them, work against, absolutely every time work against where they want to go. That'll get his mind working more than his body. Because with a horse like this, you got to work his mind more than you do his body. Because he can, like I said, he can go all day. He's got the energy. I can't go all day. I'm lazy and I'm tired. So I got to figure out how to beat him. Good. Give him a little break. Now from here, I'm just going to let him think, let him figure it out. I'm going to work on something different. I'm going to go to his shoulder, make sure he's still got that flex going on. Here. Go right to his shoulder, pull him around. And I'm gonna rub on him, I'm gonna do all sorts of shit. Because I don't want him lying. If he wants to move, I want him to move. If you wanna move, move now, motherfucker. Good. He's doing pretty good with that. Swap sides, I'm right here. Takes him just a second longer than I like to see. Excellent. He is doing much better with that. Standing still, like he pitter patters when you're riding him. And I want him to cheek around until you stop. You know, we're gonna go in circles all fucking day if you want. So from here, I'm gonna give him just a second to process that. He's starting to wander with his mind. I'm gonna engage him. Good boy. And to me, if you can flex them on the ground, go to their shoulder and flex them. If you can disengage their hip and make them follow you, and send them around, like lunging them around. 3 things on the ground, whether he's a colt, a fucking bronc, whatever. To me, he's safe to get on, or at least you can get on him. You know what I'm saying? Like if he was a real bad bronc or whatever, I could come here, cheek him around, get on him. And he's not gonna move because he knows, and he's had his head tied to his tail 100 fucking times, and he stood here in this round pen until he gets tired enough and realizes that when I give, then, oh yeah, Tim comes over and unties my head. So he is doing much better with that, with flexing. But those 3 things on the ground, go into their shoulder, and again, be very, very aware of where you are in association with where they are, just so they understand. I don't want the fault to be on my part. I want him to be screwing up, not me. Of course, I'm going to be screwing up. That's just the nature of the game. But to avoid that, again, positioning myself. If I'm going to his shoulders, go to his shoulders. I'm gonna get short here on his lead line and go to his shoulder. And then I'll kind of back up just a little bit, like to where his cinch would be, just so I can get him to flex real good. Perfect. Then when I want him to disengage his hip and say, hey, follow me, or to catch him, I'm gonna go out. I can't see that, I lost you in the frame. I'm gonna go out. Then when I want to send him or lunge him, I give him a direction. There. Ooh. Perfect. All right, now this is probably too soon, but this is live raw footage. I'm gonna see how much he's learned. Just let him have his lead rope back. I'm gonna see how much he's learned. I'm gonna let him make the decisions. I like that he likes to hang out now. Like, see how that works? I fucking love that. Like before, he's like, peace out, fucking see ya. Of course, he still has his halter on, but he knows I ain't got control of him. But now, like, there's just more respect, if that makes any sense. There's just more respect when they know, hey, send them or disengage their hip or flex them. Like, I'm in charge, motherfucker. You know, I'm making these decisions. You are not making shit. You know, if we're going down steep hills or picking trails, yeah, you can choose your footing and do that shit. But on the ground, I don't think they should be making any decisions, because that's just going to lead to them getting an inch, a foot, a yard, and then the next thing you know, they're fucking running you over. And this right here, 10 minutes in the round pen, completely different horse. Now, he's had quite a bit of work, obviously, since I just got him. You know, he's fallen asleep. This is perfect. But I'm gonna send him off. I want him to be real. I want this to be a real live situation. So I'm gonna go a step further. I'm gonna take his halter off, and we're gonna do a little practice session. And some horses realize, like, when they have their halter on and shit, you know, they're obviously caught, so he's gonna behave a lot better. I don't want him to behave good. I want him to be real, because I know he don't behave good. So I'm just gonna go do something. Go find a pile of shit to eat. I want him to get back into his own world, and I'm gonna try and reconnect him here. So from here, I like to do a little, like when I want to disengage their hip, because it kind of gives them something to look for. Like my good horses out in the pasture, I could just to catch them, you know, I'll be like, and get their attention and walk towards their hip, and automatically they're like, sir, yes sir, where are we going? And it's fucking great. So from here, so he wants to, probably blocking your view, he wants to drive off, which is fine. So I'm gonna do this. Go to his hip. I know he's gonna drive off, so I'm gonna stop him. He's gonna turn away from me, very disrespectful. So I'm gonna keep him held here. I'm just gonna do a little dance with him. He comes around, I'm gonna give him some space. He's still not respecting me. There, he gives me a little head. Turns towards me, I'm gonna give him a little bit of space, a little bit of release. I'm gonna go back towards him. Yeah, that's not what I'm asking for. There, perfect, right there. He swung his ass towards me. I gave him some pressure to his ass. He gave it to me. Perfect. I'm gonna give him some room. Excellent. Nice job. You did something with your life. I'm gonna switch directions. Perfect. I'm gonna push him just a little more. Perfect. Thanks, pal. Now I can catch you and pat your asshole in my face. So it's just a game of touch and go when you get him to this point, and that was a little bit much for him, but it was good because he learned. Like, he wanted to do what he wanted. He minutely knew what I wanted him to do, so he gave me a little bit of try, and that one time he just took 2 steps, you know, 1 step with each hind foot in the direction I was pushing him. Perfect. Back off, give him a release of pressure so he knows, oh, okay. And then I step back to him, and then you push him around even more. I give him some room, and then he'll walk towards me. When they walk towards me, when I'm catching them, I don't mind that. But when I'm working them, you know, when I'm here and they're walking towards me and they're pushing on me, bad, bad, bad. Get them out of your space. So yeah, I felt like he did really good. He's coming along. He's always going to be a little bit high strung, a little bit weird, which I'm not a fan of at all. But at least something to associate with your red mare. I think this is going to help a lot. Again, 3 things on the ground. The first and foremost thing, what I like to do is go to their shoulder. Like, out of all those 3 things, the first thing I'm going to do is teach a horse this shit. I'm going to get short on their lead line so they know I don't want to drive them and I don't want their ass to move. I'm going to cheek them, cheek them, cheek them. I like to put my hand on their withers or, you know, up on their back or something, pet them around. This is the first thing. And as soon as he starts moving around, stay with him. You know, if he can move his feet, I'm going to stay right here until they stop. Give him a release. I don't really like that he moved. So I'm just going to reconfirm that, hey, when I cheek you around, you don't have to move your body. You can do this and come back. And come back. And I know for a fact, these 3 things on the ground relate to catching your horse, respect on the ground, and just their overall demeanor. You know, you can see a massive difference in this horse. I mean, within 15 minutes, of course, I'm sure this video is 30 minutes long right now. You can just see a personality difference. Like, just right there, him stepping towards me, fucking amazing. I love it. I fucking love it. This is the shit I live for right here. There. It's like a dance. It's a pressure and a release deal. You got to figure out, and it's so different for everyone because you have to figure it out for yourself. Like, you can see this stuff, but for you to understand, okay, I'm going to walk around to his hip. Perfect. But as you could see, he wanted to go, see there? See how he's wanting to walk away? I'm going to be like, hey, no, right here, attention. Attention. Perfect. Because when he wants to walk, now we're getting on frame now. When he wants to walk away, that's him breaking. Like, picture you've got a piece of fishing line to their nose, but it's not. It's like half the strength of fishing line. Like, it's gonna snap if there's barely any tension. That's what I like to think of. If I got his nose here, oh, there. If he walks too far away from me, if he wants to break out. Get myself back in frame here. If he wants to break out and not just disengage his hips, that line breaks. And once that line breaks, he's gone. You know, it's just like having a halter on him. If you don't have a halter on your horse when you're starting to do this shit, all they're going to want to do is run around, and there's no control. So the next step is picture in your mind you've still got that connection to their face. Perfect. He turns his head. Follows it with When he walks away, I'm going to follow him. Perfect. Because when I follow him here, I'm kind of giving into him, but then he realizes, oh, I'm still attached, you know? So instead of just doing this, he's kind of doing like, I'm going to peace out, see ya. But when I follow him, get in front of him and say, hey, I'm right here. then he's like, oh, right, my bad, I forgot we were still working, and then comes around. So eventually, he's just gonna stand with his front feet and do this shit. And it'll be perfectly fine. But for him, he's still at that immature stage of, I wanna be done now, you know, so I'm gonna kind of follow you around, but I'm gonna do this, like just drift away. And I'm gonna step in front of him, give me your attention. Good boy. That's another reason why I like making that noise. It's just something for him to look for, You know, you can be in a pen full of these horses that are motherfucking you and running around, don't want to be caught. And when I'm going after one of my horses, you know, they might be excited and running around. I'm gonna step in front of them. Hey, get them to be like, oh shit, we're like, this is like, we're going, we're working. And I'm gonna step in front of them. I'm gonna get behind them. Give me your hip. Get their attention. It's just a split second deal. I want 2.5 seconds of your attention. And once I got that, you're caught. I got you. And they'll understand that from a distance. Like, you'll be able to go farther and farther away. And he might not be able to do it because he kind of wants to follow me around. He needs something to find comfort in, and I get that. That's perfectly fine. But from here, you can kind of see I'm a little bit further away. All I'm going to do is step over there. There. So with him, it's going to be a little bit different. You can kind of see how he wants to come to me. I don't mind that. I really don't. I would prefer that he would stand still, just because I prefer that he would stand still and just move his ass around. But again, this is with stuff that I'm realizing and getting around more and more horses. He's 6 years old. He's already got a high strung mind. He already wants to do what he wants. He's got bad habits. So like, and these are things you're gonna have to think about with your red mare. It's just, how much can I get away with? You know, these things, these 3 things on the ground are priority. I don't care. I'm not going to keep a horse around at all. I'll turn him out on the highway if I can't get him to settle down, slow his brain down, and me do these 3 things on the ground. Because to me, I can't safely get on a horse if I can't cheek him around. And I don't have control of a horse if I can't cheek him around. So, and I can't catch the damn motherfucker if he doesn't respect me on the ground. And those things to me are the complete foundation in my own little deal that I'm discovering. Like, what's most important to me in getting horses in and selling them, to me, it's this. Because 90% of the population in the horse world, I believe, has problems catching horses, respect on the ground, or in the saddle, and everything relates to here. Get them back in the round pen. Even some of my better horses, you know, they'll try and fuck me some days, and they don't want to be caught or whatever, and I get it. They get frisky, and it might be cold or whatever, so I'll let them be a horse, and fuck it, whatever. I mean, they're not necessarily trying to screw me over, but it's like anything else, you know. You get out of shape, you go back into the gym. Like, when they get out of shape out there, I come back in here and start drilling them. And with them horses that already know, it's just 15-20 minutes in here doing this shit. Here, working them, get their attention. When I got their attention, smooth sailing. So, respect and getting their attention, to me, on the ground, is priority in relating to being on their back. If you don't have that on the ground, to me, you're being unfair to them to respect it, or to expect it when you're riding them. So, and it just gets you this product. Overall chill, like, and he is kind of like, he's probably very similar to your red mare. I know he doesn't seem like it now, but when you're on him, like, he is loony. his feet are fucking always moving, barely can stand still, and it drives me crazy. I mean, he'll be lathered up sweating in 5 minutes. And so I got to figure out, well, somebody don't want to buy this shit, but if I can get him to slow his brain down to think, and he's 6 years old, so he's already established, you know, a third of his life of habits. And for me to expect to flip that shit around, quickest way I know, right here. Slow his brain down, get some respect on the ground. And that's about all I got. So good luck.